So anyway, the app Grinder, which is the hookup app that many gay guys use to get a quickie, if you know what I mean. You know, like a blowjob or quick anal sex. And I have friends who use Grinder, and they tell me, "No, Jose, I don't use it to hook up. I use it to find other people, friends, for coffee." And nah, shut up. This app was meant for gay guys, specifically MSM, men who have sex with men, or is it men who sleep with men? Somebody told me that it was men who have sex with men, because I used to believe MSM stood for men who sleep with men, because that made more sense to me. I don't know. Anyway, so for me, Grinder was meant for not even gay guys. I mean, even straight guys can use it to find quick blowjobs, stuff like that. I used Grinder a couple of times before. I don't use it anymore. It wasn't that interesting, and besides, most of the people that were on it are like creepy. Just my own opinion. Maybe I was in the wrong place. But the guys that were near me, I mean, they were creepy. And some of them were not my type. Actually, a lot of them were not my type. So, but it appears that Grinder is now in the political business and has conducted several polls. And the latest poll shows that 76% of Grinder users support Obama. Oh, great. Like, this is the one poll that we actually need. Grinder users, guys who are looking for a quick butt fuck. Oh, let's see what they think. The majority of gay guys don't use Grinder. I don't know where I got this from. I think it was from I don't know, but I got this report a while ago that most gay guys actually meet through traditional online services like Adam for Adam, Craigslist, that kind of stuff. They don't use Grinder. Yeah, because how many people actually have that kind of phone? Don't you need like a special phone? I don't know. Like I had an iPhone before and I didn't like it. So I think, does it work with many phones like Blackberries and stuff like that? Because I'm not a techie kind of guy. I don't really care, to be honest with you. I have a phone and it's not an iPhone. It's not any of those flat screens or whatever. It's just a regular phone with buttons on it. So I can dial a number. I don't know. I'm not that kind of a guy. I'm not really that advanced. I'm very simple. And don't try to text me either. I mean, like, if you have something important to tell me, and I have friends who text me. They text me like these important things, like, "Oh, don't forget tomorrow's my birthday party," and then I don't get the text message like a couple of days later, and then they get mad because I don't show up. Hello, you should have called me, or better yet, how about sending me an invitation? Golly. Anyway, but there you go. 76% of Grindr users support Obama. And now they all go back to butt fucking, quick blowjobs, a little bit of fisting, rimming. What else do you get into? I mean, when I was on Grindr, when it first came out, there were not that many guys who were using Grindr. So, like, there were like a few guys around me, and it wasn't that. I don't know. It wasn't that fruitful. I found more guys on the regular traditional websites, on gay.com. What happened to that site anyway? Is this still happening? That site, gay.com? That's what I used to meet guys on gay.com. Craigslist, once. I didn't like it. I mean, you don't know who you're gonna get. It's more dangerous. But Grindr supposedly is more safe. That's what they say. But if you look at reports of guys using these kind of apps and services, I don't know. But it was somewhere in London, in England, where some guys were getting beaten up or something like that, and robbed and mugged. So yeah, you better be careful when you use these services. But when I was using it, I don't know. The guys were creepy. The first thing that they would tell you is, "Oh, what are you into? What are you into? What are you into?" Like, hello. Wouldn't you mind asking, like, "Hi, how are you? How are you this evening?" Be a little bit more cordial, a little bit more, I don't know, human. But since you're not really talking to anybody, I mean, you're just looking at a phone screen. You're just looking down at a device. You're not really looking at a human being. So I guess that's a little bit different, right? And guys, people act differently. Even when you're on the internet, like when you're in front of a computer screen, you act differently. And yeah, sometimes I get those kinds of messages like, "Oh, what are you into? What are you into?" I'm like, what are you asking me that for? What do you mean? I'm into gay sex. How about that? Duh. I'm on fucking Grindr or on Adam for Adam or Craigslist. What do you think I'm in for? Well, what do you think I'm into? I'm into guys. That's why I'm on this site, you moron. What are you into? But I guess they want specifics. They want to know if you're into like fisting, scat, pissing. What else are you into? Are you into shitting on their chest? And, I don't know how to respond to that kind of question. Like, what's the correct answer? What is the correct answer that I can give? Because if it's a cute guy, I don't want to disappoint. Maybe they might be into something like that. Maybe they're into scat. What is scat, Jose? Well, scat is when you play with feces. Ugh, I know, that's pretty disgusting. But a lot of people are into that kind of shit, even straight people. So, well, I'm not really into scat, so I'm not going to say that. It's kind of gross. I'm really grossed out with shit. I am. I have relatives who, like, take a dump, and, they, after they finish, they get up, and then they look at the dump. They look at the shit that they made. Like, they're fucking proud of that shit. And then they wipe their ass while they're doing that. I don't do that. Right after I unload my shit, my turds, I immediately flush the toilet. Immediately, because I don't want to sit there with shit. Come on. Right? Well, that's just me, right? I mean, people have different approaches to how to take a dump. But, shit, I'm really just grossed out by it. One time I had to do for the doctor's appointment, I had to do a stool sample and I had to shit in a cup. That was disgusting. I really was about to throw up. So, but I don't know why there are guys into that shit. There are. I mean, I've seen that on other sites like on Adam for Adam and on Craigslist. Like, oh, I'm into scat. I'm into like, what the fuck is this? Why can't we have normal butt sex? I mean, what? Yeah, I mean, that's where shit comes from, but we clean the butt. Our anuses are pretty clean. I mean, at least they should be. But, I don't know. So when you ask me that kind of question, what are you into? What are you into? I mean, I don't even answer. I just ignore. What kind of question? How do you start a conversation like that? I mean, if you ask me what I'm into, what if I say I'm only into cuddling? Would you still be okay with that? Would you come over to my house and just cuddle? And that's it. We're not gonna do anything. Sometimes I'm in the mood to only cuddle with somebody. I'm not in the mood to have sex or anything like that. All right? Maybe tonight I'm just in the mood for cuddling only. Will that be acceptable for you? If it's not acceptable for you, then why the fuck are you asking me that question? Jesus Christ. I know. I bring this up because, well, I'm talking about Grindr here. I should reserve this conversation for another show because I want to talk about social media. Oh, I'm going to do a review on Adam for Adam. And if I get a new phone, I want to get a new phone, but I'm not sure. But I'm still deciding on that. I have an old flip phone, so it's like my friend's like, "Oh, Jose, you're stuck in 2007." I don't give a shit as long as it works. Why do I need the internet on my phone? Why? I don't need the internet on my phone. That's what you have a computer for. And the computer, you actually look at more things because you can actually type on it, For me, it's a little bit harder to type on a phone. I have problems right now typing or texting on my phone. I don't know why. Forget it. But that's what they are saying on Grindr. They support Obama. I'm kind of surprised that it's that high. It should be around 60%. You know what I'm saying? Because there are a lot of Republicans who use Grindr, especially the closeted gay ones. I mean, you should have seen that GOP convention in Florida. Grindr reported high usage. And it almost brought them down. It breached their maximum bandwidth on their server because of all these Republicans using Grindr. I tell you. And so, I don't know. Maybe there are that many people who support Obama. I'm not sure. Grindr for Equality is social... This is the article that talks about this. Grindr for Equality, a social effort which strives to unite gay men across the country, make that voice grow louder, and have a nationwide impact, conducted the survey. I don't know. And do you think that the users of Grindr really care about making an impact? I mean, if their main prerogative on Grindr is to find cock or ass, or both. They're not thinking about the economy or Chrysler or Jeep or derivatives or Wall Street or taxes or Afghanistan. They're not thinking about that shit. They're thinking about cock. But I guess the company wanted to have this image, like, oh, we're not just about cock. We're about, we support the gay community's rights. And all that kind of stuff. I wonder who the bigwigs of Grindr support. Do they support Romney? Because a lot of these corporate minions support Romney. Maybe they do. I don't know. Nobody has ever asked them. Maybe they should. If they care. And they don't care. Grindr users don't give a shit. I mean, look, I've been on it. And the people there were like, oh, what are you into? Are you top, bottom? They were not talking about like, oh, Obama needs to win or anything like that. They were not talking about that shit. The biggest issue named by the users of both parties was by far the economy, with a whopping 46%. In a press release, officials pointed to the 65% disparity between Republican users concerned for the economy and job creation, 76%, and equality a mere 8%. Okay. On the flip side, Democrats were similarly concerned with the economy at 38%. A large segment, 35%, said equality was a major issue. Alright, well, there you go. The economy, of course, the economy is a major issue for these people. They need money for the motel. So, anyway, later on, I'm going to talk about gay hookup sites and Adam for Adam and all that kind of stuff. In fact, I'm going to do a review of Adam for Adam pretty soon. I haven't done one for a while, where I go in and I review some of these profiles, and I basically give you advice if you need it about how to really, use these kind of services, Adam for Adam, all that kind of stuff. What not to say, what not to do, what to write on your profile. I mean, all that kind of stuff. So, anyway, so there you go on that GRINDR.